This cancel culture, and we all know what I'm talking about, whether you think there is one or there isn't one, or where you stand on it, and there's a lot of gray matter there. But without a path to redemption, when you take someone, you found a tweet they wrote 7 years ago or a thing that they said, and you expose it and you say, this person should be no more, banish them forever, they're gonna find some place where they are accepted. And it's not gonna be with progressives, which ironically means to be changed, progress.
Sarah Silverman has never shied away from controversy, but her recent comments on woke culture and cancel culture have sparked a firestorm in Hollywood. From her fearless stand-up to her candid interviews, Silverman is pushing back against a movement she believes is damaging the creative spirit. Let's dive into what she said and why it has everyone talking.
The show started, Seth rolled a gigantic fatty because that was the only way we could get Jonah Hill onto the stage. Jonah actually gained 50 pounds for his role in the new Martin Scorsese film because the producers wanted the character to be a Jonah Hill type.
Sarah Silverman is known for her unapologetic comedy and her willingness to tackle taboo topics head-on. From her early stand-up career to her acting roles in films like Wreck-It Ralph and I Smile Back, she's been a defining voice in American comedy. But more recently, Silverman has found herself at the centre of a heated debate over woke culture and what she calls cancel culture gone too far. Silverman's comedy has always been edgy, but in today's climate, her refusal to back down from controversial humour is putting her at odds with the very industry she helped shape.
Sarah Silverman thinks cancel culture has gone too far. Looks like she's been hanging out with Jeff Schroeder because he also believes that. The comedian says she lost a film role last year after footage of her in blackface from her show in 2007 resurfaced. So on the latest episode of her podcast, Sarah points her finger at progressives who are quick to dismiss people for their past mistakes. Listen.
When you take someone, you found a tweet they wrote 7 years ago or a thing that they said, and you expose it and you say, this person should be no more, banish them forever, they're going to find some place where they are accepted. And it's not going to be with progressives.
In recent interviews and podcasts, Sarah Silverman has been outspoken about her frustration with the way woke culture is affecting Hollywood. She's criticised the industry for focusing too much on political correctness and not enough on allowing artists to express themselves freely.
Hi everybody, it's me, your best friend Sarah. Let's talk about my week. I don't know. This thing happened where Joy-Ann Reid, who I enjoy and follow, tweeted a CNN article about how Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, wants to form a state militia made of civilians. So the CNN headline reads, DeSantis proposes a new civilian military force in Florida that he would control. And she retweeted it and she wrote, so y'all know this is fascisty bananas, right? Here's the thing. If you read the article she retweeted, you read that 23 other states have this, voluntary civilian militia already, including California and New York. And so I replied, just like a little comment underneath. I didn't retweet it, but I just said, please read the article before you post this stuff. You're a news outlet. The truth has to matter. We're so divided. We can't even criticize the people our own side. We can't even critique anyone in your own party without punishment. One of the hosts of The View was like, what hubris for Sarah Silverman to accuse a black woman of not reading. Oi! Jesus H! What the I surrender. Good grief. I don't want any trouble. I cannot believe I need to say this, but I did not criticize Joy-Ann because she's black, but because she's a Harvard-educated journalist with the responsibility, ideally, of showing the whole picture and not just a piece of a picture.
I think woke culture has its heart in the right place, but it's gotten to a point where it's stifling creativity. It's like everyone is afraid of stepping on a landmine. Silverman argues that while progress is important, the fear of being cancelled is causing artists to self-censor, which she believes is ultimately harmful to creative expression.
We don't give these people a path to redemption, then they're going to go where they are accepted, which is the dark side.
As with many outspoken critics of woke culture, Sarah Silverman has faced significant backlash for her views. Some argue that her critique is dismissive of the need for social change, while others believe she's right to call out the dangers of cancel culture.
She's bringing it back, and I'm glad she's finally speaking up about this. Not what she's done specifically, I'm talking about in generalizations, right? People are so quick to cancel people nowadays for things they did 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. It has happened to me, okay? I could tell you about all that. But where is your road to redemption? Why are people so quick to cancel you for all the years of hard work you did for a 10-second clip of you somewhere? We do all these interviews, and we have fabulous interviews coming up, Sam, in the future about these people who are wrongly convicted, right, of murder, of all these things, and lost years, 10, 20, 30 years of their life, in one case 44 years, with no regrets. They're not blaming anybody.
No resentment.
They're happy, no resentment. They're happy to be out in the...
On social media, opinions are divided. Some say Silverman's views are outdated, while others see her as a necessary voice in the fight for free speech. The debate over whether woke culture has gone too far is heating up, and Silverman is right in the middle of it. Sarah Silverman has been particularly vocal about how cancel culture is affecting comedy. She's shared stories of comedians being cancelled for jokes made years ago, and she's worried that this trend is killing comedy's ability to push boundaries.
A hate group, a neo-Nazi group where he found family and camaraderie and a place to be when both of his parents worked all day. Going towards love can be a hate group. It could be the drama club. But that's all that it is at its root. It's just going towards where the love is. And you're going to find yourself doing a little lot all through your life and maybe wonder about it. I always think, like, in this cancel culture, and we all know what I'm talking about, whether you think there is one or there isn't one, or where you stand on it, and there's a lot of gray matter there.
Silverman isn't alone in this concern. Many comedians, including Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, have echoed similar sentiments, warning that comedy is at risk of becoming sanitized if artists are constantly looking over their shoulders. In a turn of irony, Sarah Silverman herself has faced being cancelled over past jokes and performances. In 2019, she revealed that she lost a movie role after an old sketch surfaced, showing her in...
About this right now, the 48-year-old comedian was fired over a blackface controversy that happened 12 years ago on her Comedy Central show. Sarah spoke about it on the Bill Simmons podcast, saying, quote, "I recently was going to do a movie, a sweet part. Then at 11 p.m. the night before, they fired me because they saw a picture of me in blackface from that episode." She goes on to say, "I didn't fight it. They hired someone else who was wonderful, but who has never stuck their neck out. It was so disheartening. It just made me real sad because I really kind of devoted my life to making it right."
I'm not the person I was back then, and I've apologised for it. But it seems like there's no room for growth or redemption anymore. Silverman's own experience highlights what many critics of cancel culture point out. There's a fine line between accountability and punishment. And once you cross it, there's often no way back. Sarah Silverman's critique of woke culture raises important questions about the future of comedy and creativity in Hollywood. As the industry continues to grapple with issues of representation and political correctness, will comedians and artists have the freedom to push boundaries, or will the fear of being cancelled stifle their voices? What do you think? Is Sarah Silverman right about the dangers of woke culture, or is cancel culture just holding people accountable?